Upper back tightness, or rather a lack of upper back tightness, one of the most common mistakes. 3 steps to upper back tightness. Hands closer, squeeze the elbows towards the middle of the body, drive the elbows forward. All right, in that sequence will help you create more upper back tightness. 2 most common ways that guys are missing squats: folding forward, or they're just not strong enough and they're stuck at the bottom. So you see you guys squat with super wide hands, right? If your shoulders aren't mobile enough to get your hands closer, work on your shoulder mobility. It doesn't have to be that you go from here today and then by the end of the day you're in here. That's just not realistic, all right? But if each session you can move it in maybe 1 finger width, you can keep getting your hands closer and closer and closer. That makes a lot. It's just move the hands in closer, and then this part has to happen in this sequence, that the elbows squeeze towards the middle of the body.
You want to be in a power there, like if I said,
and then I grab them forward. So everyone gets caught up because I'll give this elbows under the bar cue a lot, and they want to lock onto that and just do this. But if my elbow doesn't squeeze in first, there's no tension being created in the lat for this. Alright, but when I do
jumping is the most explosive thing you can do.
That's what's going to create real tension, like flaring action of the lats. That's what's going to help keep you more upright. And even if you're a lower bar squatter that squats with a forward lean, it's going to keep you locked in at that position. That's what we need to be. I don't care if you squat like this, if you squat like this. But if you start like this, finish like this. Start like this, finish like that. Alright? So we're close hands, elbows towards the middle of the body. Push the elbows under the bar. The elbows might not even really move forward at all. It's just the intent of trying to push them forward will give you what you need. So many times have been cued to big air into your belly, push your abs into your belt. Right away, if that's all I do. Alright? My abs go forward, I got to go to extension in my low back. Right? That's not the strongest position, that's not the safest position. If you get injured, you can't squat. And if you can't squat, you're not strong. Alright? So we gotta be able to stay healthy. So what I'm doing there is I'm thinking breathing in my low back. So I'm going to walk it out right before I start my descent. I'm taking my big air in and firing my glutes as hard as I can to control my hip. And everything's stacked on top of each other, right? My vertebrae all on top of each other. How God intended them to be, the strongest position possible, alright? So I'm breathing into my low back. That necessitates that I brace in front as well. Alright, that's going to allow for 360 degrees of pressure, circumferential expansion. So I've got the belt on, I'm trying to push against the belt in all directions. And point number 3 is that you need to treat 135 like your max, and your max like 135. 2-part statement there, 2 sides to that. Alright, so the treat 135 like your max means from every warm-up set, from an empty bar all the way up, you're focusing on your technique and trying to, perfectly practice it. Alright, of course you can get under, 135 and whatever it is and just do 10 reps with it. Alright, and you can do 10 reps with it if your technique looks like shit, or if it looks perfect. Let's make it look perfect. Alright, other side of that statement, treat your max like 135 means that when you get under, max, heavyweight, whatever it is, that you have the same confidence with it that you would in your first warm-up set. Alright? So, and the biggest place that will manifest itself is in the speed of your descent. Alright? Guys get, 50, 60% on whatever it is, and they squat like this. Alright? And then they get 90% on, and they squat like this. Oh shit, this is heavy. And then you go down slow, alright? And when you go down slow, it's just using more energy, alright? Because you have the weight on your back for longer, and it eliminates that stretch reflex, that ability to get the rebound out of the hole, alright? So you need to go down as fast as you can go down, alright? That does not mean that you go down as fast as possible. It means you go down as fast as your technique can tolerate. So you might not go down as fast as I go down, that might not be as fast as he goes down, alright? But as fast as your technique can hold up to, that's how fast you gotta go down, and you gotta go down that fast every single rep of every single set, alright? You gotta practice it, that's your technique. Every rep that you do is an ability to practice that good technique or bad technique, alright? Less good technique. 3 points of contact, and then screw your feet into the ground. Right here, all the knees out, talk now. Knees out is not a bad thing, of course, but it's an incomplete cue. Because if I think of the mechanism of my knees going out as the knees and do this, right, that right away is putting my weight to the outside of my feet. I'm losing that inside point of contact. This is standing on the outside edge of my foot. It's not. This doesn't look strong to anyone, right? It doesn't look strong. It's really not strong, right? It doesn't look right. It doesn't flare. So I want to keep even 3 points of contact and screw my feet into the ground the whole time.
That's going to feel terrible.
But the instep of my foot is still in contact with the ground. So what's happening to you right away is your weight's coming to the inside of your foot and you're losing the pinky toe contact, all right? And that's causing the valgus collapse of the knees, and the same thing for you as well. So as we screw the feet into the ground, that's going to keep the knees in line with the toes, so we kind of sit between our knees almost. All right, so grab the ground, screw the feet into the ground. Go ahead and stand up for me. Easiest way to learn this, do a bodyweight squat.
What they'll do to compensate that is they'll throw their hips back, and then they're doing a long back pull, or if they're way behind the bar, they'll slide their knees forward, and they'll ramp up the bar. But what he did is he locked his hips a little bit.
You feel as I'm doing that, like, is it real tight through here?
So there's no uniform perfect.
Ideally, that's what we're going to do is create a stable hip and tension through that hip by externally rotating the foot. All right? And that's usually like a much easier way to feel it. I just create it for you.
Okay, I lock out above my dick, so I gotta
So you can see right here. Go ahead and squat.
It's just the way you're built. You've got to make it work. You just have to have a little bit longer legs.
How this is happening, he's coming in and forward. All right. Or if we can pin that down and screw it into the ground, maintain those 3 points, and as the knee is tracking in line with like his little toe, right? That's where we want to be. All right, so this one, screw the foot in the ground. You just grab your training partner's foot and squat. Squat. Like tap my roots. Leaders are here. Let's go.
But definitely lighting out.
You feel what that feels like? You feel like a lot of tension through the hip right here? All right, that's exactly what I want to feel. So I'm just literally just grabbing his foot and like pushing it into the ground, and it's not actually turning because there's going to be a bunch of weight on his back or me pushing his foot into the ground. But once you can feel that feeling, it's a lot easier to recreate. Locked together as a unit. You're wearing a neck brace, right? So when you hit the bottom of the squat, you need to anticipate the reversal and drive that whole unit back into the bar. As that head and shoulders go back, the elbows go under. That, right? What we don't want to do is hit the bottom and do this, right? Because when the head goes way back like that, right away it's putting your low back into extension. It's going to shut off your glutes, which are pretty big muscles that we'd like to be involved in the squat, right? So this is locked in. That action happens, right? And anticipating the reversal. I say anticipate because it needs to happen as you hit the bottom of the squat, not after you hit the bottom of the squat. As if it's after, I mean, just because of the neural process, there's going to be some level of delay in it. So if it's after is when you get this. All right. Little stripper squat, good morning action, where when it's as you hit the bottom, it's that. Alright? And the chest will stay tall the whole time.
Perfect. Good. One more. Good. Very good.
It's not when it's on your back. Your back's in like, it's not like this is good.
There you go.
That's where it's showing.
Hey guys, what's up? Chad Wesley Smith here from Juggernaut Training Systems. Check us out at jtsstrength.com and YouTube /CW Smith 52.